What's up, Cubers? My name is Kenneth. Today we have another Let's Race video, and today I'm joined by ColorfulPockets. How's it going, Andrew?
That's going pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for joining me, and let's get started.
All right.
All right, let's make sure we have the same scramble. So grab your cube, put the white side facing up and the green side facing yourself, and we're going to do the scramble together. So the scramble is back 2, front 2, right, down 2, left inverted, up 2, right, down 2, left, back 2, front inverted, down inverted, front inverted, right, front 2, left inverted, down, left inverted, up 2. And we're going to check our cubes, make sure we're the same. So we got the green side, and starting at the top right, we have green, then yellow, green, red, blue, blue, green, blue.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to do 15 seconds of inspection, starting now. All right, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1, go. So how was your solve there, Andrew?
Well, it was about 16 seconds. Not my best. I average around 13 or 14 now, so I'm okay with it, though, because I still got to show off the cool method ZZCT.
Oh, very cool. So for you guys who don't know, Andrew runs the channel Colorful Pockets, and it's a really awesome channel. It's kind of like cubing meets comedy, a lot of funny stuff. He also has a daily vlog, too. It's very interesting. So definitely check him out. But he's also really great at one-handed and a fewest move challenge. So you want to tell us a little bit more about why you're really into ZZCT and what makes it so cool?
Yeah, so ZZCT is a variant of the ZZ method that was invented by Chris Tran. And the ZZ method, if you don't know, instead of doing like a cross, then building up your first 2 layers, you actually just build a line on the bottom of the cube like this, and that's called the EO line because you also orient all the edges so that they can be solved using only R, U, and L turns. And then you build up your first 2 layers using only R, U, and L turns, and then you just finish the solve like normal. But with ZZCT, it's actually slightly different because instead of solving your first 2 layers entirely, you solve it to about here, like you get up to your last slot, and then you use an algorithm to insert this edge piece into it, but not the corner necessarily, and orient all these top edges. And then from there, you use one more algorithm to solve the whole cube. So it's more efficient than just using normal ZZ, and it saves you a look at the cube. Very
cool. So what was the driving force for wanting to do this? Was it just the lower move count? Was it better for one-handed? Why change methods?
Yeah, it's sort of both of those things because it is lower move count on average, although counting move count's a little bit difficult because like you can use longer algorithms to execute them faster, but it is lower move count on average than just normal ZZ, better than CFOP. It's pretty comparable to Roux method, but in my opinion, the turning style is better for two-handed and one-handed. And it's really good for one-handed because about a third of the time you can solve your last slot and last layer entirely 2-gen, meaning you only turn 2 sides of the cube, which is really nice because when you're doing one-handed, you basically have 2 fingers available to turn 2 different sides. So if that's all you need to solve the entire last slot and last layer, that can be really fast for one-handed.
Very cool. How many people are actually using this method as their main method?
I'm not exactly sure. I know of maybe 10,
okay.
Maybe even less than that. I'm not sure.
That was more than I expected, actually, but that's
there's a lot of
people
imagine who
there's a huge benefits using this method.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have recently started using it. I don't know if they're going to stick with it, like people who have seen me using it, for example. As far as I know, I'm the second best user of it in the world right now. Chris Tran is still slightly better, the inventor of the method.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like at least a few people are starting to learn it. There might be less than that. That was just an estimate. But yeah,
Very
I'm
cool.
really hoping more people start to learn it so that I can have people to compare like notes with. And
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure there's more kind of tricks and things, tips that
Mhm.
you guys will kind of come up with as you
Yeah.
use it more. So how hard do you think it is to learn this method? How many algorithms do you need to memorize?
Well, so it's not as easy as something like CFOP. There's 72 TTLL algorithms, which are the final step, plus the normal 21 PLL algorithms. And then for the step before that, where you insert the edge and orient corners, technically there's, I think, 108 cases.
Oh my.
But the thing is with those is they're super easy to learn. All of them can be solved with a combination of at most 3 triggers, which is
Okay.
something like RU R prime or RU2 R prime or RU prime R prime. And if you memorize them in the correct order, you don't actually have to learn all of the different cases. You can just learn. You only have to learn one trigger for each case, because then it'll turn it into a different case, and so you can recognize that one.
Okay.
And you just sort of do that until it's reduced to the solved state.
So you're not stuck with learning over 100 algorithms right off the bat. You
Yeah,
can
it-
kind of reduce it to an algorithm you know.
Yeah, it's more like you learn 100 recognition cases,
Yeah.
but the actual algorithm for them is incredibly simple.
Okay. I also remember you mentioned something about you have a higher chance of skipping some steps. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so with this method, you have about a 1 in 200 chance of getting a full optimal last slot and last layer. And that is actually, if you consider something like normal ZZ without the CT method, it's more like 1 in 25,000. And with CFOP, it's like 1 in 100 and something thousand or something like that. So even though 1 in 200 isn't super common, that's something that you could, maybe expect to get in the competition sometime and get a really good lucky solve. Whereas if you compare that to something like CFOP or just other types of ZZ, they're much less likely to get that. So I think it's a really cool way to increase your chance of getting lucky in a competition.
That's cool. Very cool. Well, very cool. Thanks so much, Andrew, for jumping on this Let's
Yeah.
Race video.
Thanks for having me.
And yeah, thanks guys for watching. I hope you guys had great solves. Definitely leave your time in the comments below. And that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. And of course, have a great day.